Let's have a serious conversation. I'm basically going to be talking about my decision of what I'm going to be doing in the next few years, and by doing this I'm hoping to also give you guys some tips and tricks as to how you can figure out what you want to do next year, because a lot of people have been sliding into my DMs asking me questions. So I think that it's important for me to speak on this topic. I posted something on my Instagram story, kind of just a motivational kind of thing, and a lot of people responded asking me what are you doing next year, can you give me some tips and tricks. And I was thinking of making this video so that next time someone asks me the same questions, I can literally just send them the link and tell them that if ever they need to talk more about it, they can just let me know, just to have a reference, and also to have kind of a one-on-one with you guys. I know mostly girls go through this, but if you are a guy new here, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you, because if you are in the situation of not knowing where you're going next year, not knowing what you want to do, whether you are doing your final year, second year, first year, seventh year, matric year, 11th grade or whatever, it's important to hear different perspectives of people. What I'm studying, I'm doing a bachelor's degree in science, and it's a general degree, but now it's more biological sciences, because I'm doing molecular and cell biology. So we work with everything that's you can't see with the naked eye, genome stuff, viruses, bacteria. Obviously you can't see, oh, here's a coronavirus, it's right here and there. You can't see it, right? Because it's so small, you can't see it with the naked eye. The eye is not designed to see things that are that small. I didn't know what I wanted to do exactly after high school, to be honest. I literally applied for the most random degrees that you can think of. I didn't apply for myself to come to Wits. I had a friend that was at UJ, and he suggested that I come here and explain the culture and everything that's going on campus and the type of vibes that I hear, and I really liked what he explained to me. So I asked him to help me to apply. He applied for me and he asked me what do you want me to apply for, and I said whatever you want to apply for, because I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't have my mind fixed on a certain degree or certain path that I wanted to go to. So that's where the first mistake I made was to just choose random degrees, because I love science, don't get me wrong, but it's not my passion. Basically it's just a random degree that was chosen, and I just decided to do something at least, It's a 3-year degree. Even if you graduate your third year with 90s, that still doesn't mean that you're gonna get a job, because it's a general degree, it's a science degree. You have to go up to honors, masters, doctors to actually get a full-time proper job. And to get into honors you need a high percentage, and they also take a small portion of the students to go. So that is already what threw me under the bus. It threw me off a tangent, and I was just going into freak out mode, and I overcomplicated things in my brain. From a very young age, I wasn't first always, but starting from grade 5, I started being first. Every year I was the top student from primary school, grade 5. Then I got to high school, grade 8, I was second, and then from grade 9 onwards, up until I graduated high school, I was the top student. And I got 90s, I got high 80s. Now and then you'll see a 6 or 5, but it wouldn't be that major. So I was used to getting high marks. I was used to with work ethic and having integrity when it comes to school. I wanted this bright future for myself. I had everything laid out. I was I want this and this and someone to achieve this and this and this. Meanwhile, I was just being very naive, because I didn't have a stable plan as to how I was going to achieve that. I knew what I wanted out of my career, but I didn't know what I wanted to do, and that's also one of the first mistakes I had made. I graduated high school being top student. I came here and immediately the first day of class I realized that it's not what I expected it to be. Here's what happened, right? I got into the class, the lecturer introduced himself and he said,
let's take a mini quiz.
And I was like, already day one, guys, mini quiz. And so we were like, okay, fine, mini quiz, maybe it's not even counting for marks. And he was like,
yeah, it's not counting for marks, it's just to open your eyes as to how university works and the types of questions we ask you.
So right, Mandem is saying,
what is the scientific name for humans?
And it's Homo sapiens, right? So all of us, we like writing answers. We know this because we're all smart. It's like literally a group full of top 10. Everyone in there probably were in the top 20 to top 30 of their schools. I failed that quiz and I never spoke about it to my family because I didn't want to disappoint anyone, but it literally opened my eyes already day one. I already knew that this degree is going to be tough. When I was in high school, all my subjects were in Afrikaans. That means that I think in Afrikaans, my home language is Afrikaans. Coming here, literally, it takes me longer to answer a question that's asked in the exam. For example, I translate the English question in my head into Afrikaans, then I answer it in Afrikaans, and then I have to translate that again to write it in English on the paper. I taught myself to literally forget everything I knew in Afrikaans because it just confused the heck out of me, especially chemistry. Like, for example, there's this one element on the periodic table, it's Na. In Afrikaans, it's natrium, which makes sense. Na is the first two letters of the word natrium. I got here, the lecturer's like talking about sodium, and I'm like, sodium? How sodium Na? I was so confused, and it literally made me feel so dumb because it's such. If you don't know the elements, you're doing chemistry.
No, there's no future, my sister. Obviously, you can see that.
That's like literally already red flag. You're gonna be killed by this module. I passed my first year, but I feel like it was only because of COVID. We did online testings and online quizzes, so I had time to prepare myself at least. And I feel like it was easier to write online because you don't have the pressure of people around you, people staring at you, people writing while you're sitting here thinking what the actual answer is. So it was easier for me. And then second year I passed also, but the marks weren't great. It wasn't what I was used to. It dropped significantly, but I did pass. I feel like I really did good because doing a science degree at Wits, it's not games. It's not games. Reality kicked in after first semester. I will do like my assignments, my quizzes. I will do good. I will get 70s, 80s, sometimes here and there 90s. But then the exam came and the exam literally did this with me. The exam hit me so hard, and I can honestly say I really did try my best with the exam, but I just don't know what happened. I even got like an email saying like warning, student at risk, and I was just like, I have to work so hard this semester now to be able to pick up my grades and stuff. The problem is though, am I gonna get into honors? Because I really have to work hard to be able to pass successfully. How am I going to get into honors? How am I going to get in that top 15 people that's going to be chosen? And I'm sure if you're watching and you're doing a BSc, you're also freaking out unless you're getting 90%, then you're probably very chill because you're definitely getting into honors. This year was really like, it was really a hard year. It's still not the end of the year, but I'm doing much better now. It was really hard seeing my semester 1 mark, but I just told myself, you know what, I have to make plans. I started speaking to a friend, Leanne. If you're watching this, I love you. Oh, that girl literally helped me so much, work through so much things that was going on in my head. Like, I spoke to her and she gave me some clarity in some things. I don't want to go into too much detail with the conversations, obviously, because it is still personal. So after speaking to her, I spoke to my boyfriend and I spoke to my mom about it, and my mom spoke to the rest of my family, and I got some clarity on a lot of things, and I realized that I was just overcomplicating things in my head. I just felt such a huge relief, and that's where the blossoming comes in. My boyfriend told me the other day, you're like blossoming, you have this newfound confidence, and it's coming from a space of peace, because I've made peace with where I'm at now, and I believe that everything happens for a reason. We as human beings tend to overthink things in our head, and because we don't hear it out loud, you don't have really the capacity to analyze it like appropriately. I know some of you, maybe you've spoken to someone about a specific thing, and then when you say it out loud, it's not as bad as you actually thought it was. So that's my first tip, is to speak to someone. And if you're not comfortable with speaking to someone, at least find a spot. This is how I started with my journey. Find a spot that's where no one can hear you, where no one can see you, where there are no distractions, like an open field or something. So go sit under a tree, be in nature, and then just speak to yourself and speak out loud. Don't think, speak out loud, and sit with a book and write down what you're saying out loud. Then this way you'll be able to see, like, okay, this is what I'm feeling. Now you have to sort through what you're feeling. Surround yourself with people that love and support you. It's really, really important to have a great support system behind your back. It's really important to hear the perspective of other people around you that know you and that know the type of person you are. Consider alternative routes. If you feel like it's definitely not going to work out for you this year or whenever, you can also do a bridge between what you have now and something else. I have 3 options out for myself. The first one being doing a whole different degree, but that still has to do with science. And then my second option is to repeat this year. Even if I pass, I'm gonna repeat this year just to increase my marks even more, and that's gonna give me a better chance to do my honors if I want to do honors after that. My third option is to do my marketing full-time and to study part-time, maybe through uni. So that's like my third option. But as we are looking forward now, the first option is the one I'm probably going with. I'm like leaning towards that one the most. So yeah, in essence, grab a pen, grab a book, write down your options, do research on other alternative routes. Don't just stick with one thing if you feel like it might not work for you. Try and get some other options. I'm not saying plan your life ahead, because obviously we don't all have it figured out. No one in fact has everything figured out. It's just not how life works, unfortunately. And there is a plan out for you already, not the plan that you have yourself, but the plan that God has for you. So you literally just have to go with what happens. Take it one step at a time, take it one day at a time, and appreciate where you are right now in this moment. Because a few years ago, when you were still in high school or in primary school or whatever, you wanted to be where you are now. You are the person because of the things you went through and because of your visions you had as your younger self. So we have to also enjoy the moment and not just always looking forward to the future, looking forward to what's happening next year. We have to be in the moment as well, because maybe in the future we'll be like, we'll get old and we'll be like, we didn't enjoy life because we kept on pushing to what is coming next. Don't be too hard on yourself. There are a lot of people that made it without school. If you feel like it's not for you, there are a lot of people that made it without school. There are a lot of people that make it with school. The only difference is, are you disciplined? Are you motivated? Do you surround yourself with positive people? How hard do you push yourself? And you should also take care of your mental health. You shouldn't just be pushing the whole time. It's important to sleep. It's important to drink water. It's important to get some exercise in your body so that you can be ready up here. It all plays a role. How can I put it? It's like a machine. If one thing is broken, the whole machine is gonna fall out of place. But hopefully you got at least one thing out of this video. I really hope that this video helps, because I know that it would have helped me not too long ago, because I was in a really bad state, and today I'm like blossoming. Everyone's telling me you're so social, you look so happy, you're glowing, your skin looks good. That's because I'm taking it one day at a time. I'm at peace with myself. Whatever happens happens. Just know that you have options. You don't have to stick to one particular thing. Without further ado, thank you so much for watching this video, you guys. I really hope it helps. If you need any more tips, or if you just want to talk, you can always send me a message on Instagram, or comment down below or anything, and I will see what I can do. I will do my best to try and help where I can. Thank you once again for watching, and good luck with the rest of the year.